We could not find her face. We could not find her face. Look at him going inside the bush to look for my to treat my sister dead where he threw it inside the bush. The police will be doing investigation.
High rate of ritual.
First, let them give me the seat first.
On the 7th of March 2023, 35-years-old Techla AK was brutally murdered in her family house. Yes, you heard me right. In the house she was raised. Now, the person that murdered her was someone the family knew and trusted. The younger brother's best friend, Ediri, Igbudu, Melvin. You know the sad thing about this case? The AK's family now are scared that Ediri might walk free if care is not taken. Although Ediri is presently inside Kirikiri, but this case has been lingering, and the way it's looking, the family are scared that Ediri might just end up walking free. And this would happen not because there's not enough evidence, not because there's no testimony to evict Ediri, just because his family is not buoyant enough to pursue this case financially.
Everyone, my name is Uzochi Preska, and I am making this video on behalf of my sister, my late sister. This is a cry for help for my late sister who was unalive, and my brother's best friend. His name is Ediri Igbudu Melvin. This is a picture of my sister who Ediri Igbudu Melvin killed. Her name is AK Techla. Here is the picture of my brother who is the best friend to my sister's killer. His name is AK Justus Onyedikachi. This whole thing happened when my brother came back after he graduated from school. Years after, realizing that his best friend Ediri was not doing well, he convinced my sister for him to work with her at her phone accessory store, and she actually does POS as well. Convinced her, and then my sister accepted. He now came to our house in Aja to stay with us. And then at the time I was in school, because I was in my finals, and it was like a family house where everybody stayed together. So my elder sister, the Adani of our family, she was not feeling fine because she had cancer, and then my dad was not around. He traveled to the village. Justus, who is the best friend to Ediri, my sister's killer, got a job opportunity in Ogun State. And then my immediate elder brother was working in Akwa Ibom. So basically it was just Ediri, my sister, who is Eke Techla, and then the Adani of my family. That's the first daughter of my family. Her name is Rufina or Linda. It was just the three of them that was in the house. So on this fateful day, Techla took our Adani, Auntie Linda, to meet my mom, who was in Ajimule at the time, because her case was becoming severe. May her soul rest in peace. She's dead, and she died due to the news of my late sister, Auntie Techla. So let me continue. So she took her at night to meet my mom in Ajegule that night. And when we communicated to my mom said Techla left the house that same night and said she was going back to the house. And since that day, we did not hear anything about Techla. A friend of Techla now brought it to our notice that Techla is not replying the message the way she used to. That when they call her, she's not receiving calls, but she's on WhatsApp and she's communicating, but she does not receive calls. She does not return calls. She only replies chat, and the way she chats is unlike her. So they brought it to my notice. I now have to call my siblings who were actually closer to her in Lagos. My brother Justus, who was in Ogun State.
So on the 10th of March, Justice called home after he got the call from Techla's friend. He called Ediri and said, okay, you're the only person at home. Ediri, have you seen my sister Techla? Have you heard anything from her? Ediri told Justice that him himself, he had not seen her, and that yes, he saw her on that 7th of March after she dropped her sister. She came back home dropped her things at home and left again. Now, Justice asked him that has he reported the thing to the police? Since he has not heard from her, have you reported the case to the police? He said no, he had not reported it to the police. That you only spoke to a lawyer, and the lawyer told him that only family members can report such case. On the 11th of March, Justice came only to find Techla's fiancé with two men at the door questioning Ediri. Initially, it seems as if Ediri was repeating everything that he told him on the phone, but as the discussion went on, he noticed that it was a slight difference from what Ediri told him on the phone and from what he told Techla's fiancé. He told Techla's fiancé that he was on his way out when Techla was coming back and that they only met on the road. Meanwhile, he told Justice that he was at home and he was at home when Techla came back. She came back and left. Aubrey claimed that when Techla came back, she came and she took her perfume, took her roll-on, and took her charger. And then they asked him, how did you know that she took all these things? Because all these things were supposed to be inside of her house. He said, no, it was in the parlor. That was how he knew that normally those things were there. At this point now, Justice was kind of pushed about because he knew that his sister always kept her toiletries inside of the room, not in the parlor where Ediri would have noticed. But at this time, he had not still suspected Ediri, so that did not really mean much to him. And so he entered the house. When he entered the house, he said there were flies everywhere in the sofa. Flies, up to 50 flies, he claimed was in the house. And then he was telling Ediri that how can you stay in this house with so much flies? The house was so messy, was so dirty, that he could not even enter his room. He had to sleep in the sofa, in the parlor. The next day when he woke up, he cleaned the house and told Ediri that they should go to the police station. Now Ediri sluggishly followed him. On getting to the police station, the police said that they should bring Techla's picture. So they went back home and got the picture. This time now, Ediri almost refused to join Justice to the police station. When they eventually got to the station, they both wrote a statement. When the police read the statement, they immediately agreed that Ediri was a prime suspect, and so he was detained. When Justice came back home from the police station, a neighbor called him and said he wanted to speak to the family member. That's a family member of the Techlas. That neighbor claimed that Techla told him that Techla actually slept in that house, and that Techla had told him that night when she came back that she was complaining about Ediri, and that Ediri was stealing from her. That when people come to the shop to do this POS, Ediri would give them his own account number instead of the company's instead of her account number, and that she actually wanted to arrest Ediri. That the only reason why she hasn't done that is because of her sister's illness. That she wanted to concentrate on that before looking at Ediri's sorting out what Ediri was doing to her. On hearing this, Justice called the younger sister, which was the next of kin of Techla's accounts, that she should go to the bank and get a bank statement or something. When she got to the bank, the manager refused. So Justice had to call the bank manager and explain everything that was happening. And that was when the manager now opened up that on the 7th and the 8th and 9th, that some money was transferred from Techla's account to one Ediri Melvin Igbudu's account. At this case now, I wanted to say kudos to the police for even figuring out that Ediri was the prime suspect. But this is where it got tricky. As of the 16th of March, Ediri still maintained that he was innocent, even when he kept giving contradicting accounts of what actually happened.
On the 17th of March, Justice came from the police station just to see people gathered in front of his premises. And then he called somebody to inquire that, what is happening? Why is people gathered here? The person started telling him, oh, sorry, thank God he has confessed. Confessed, okay? Justice was confused because he was the only person with the police phone number. He was the only person that would have known that if Ediri had confessed. The woman even told him that she saw Ediri that night, and that's that 7th of March, going back and forth with a haggard-looking waterproof. The woman even claimed that Ediri even bought disinfectant and detergent from her. So Justice said, what is happening? And so he called the police station. The police station claimed that Ediri had not confessed.
He went ahead to call Techla's fiancé and he also claimed that he had not heard anything. Now he ran to the police station and said, what is happening? When he got to the police station, everywhere was looking normal. He asked the police over there that has anybody heard that this guy has confessed? They all claimed that they've not heard that Ediri had not confessed. At this point now, he just assumed that what he saw in front of his house was probably a rumor. 2 days later now, Ediri got a call from the DPO that Ediri has finally confessed and that the case has been moved to the homicide department. And then Justice was asked now to make a statement. Justice said when he wrote the statement, in his statement he wrote that Ediri confessed on the 19th. But when they saw that he wrote 19th, they asked him that why are you writing 19th? This person confessed on the 17th. This was the same 17th that he saw people gathered in his house. They write the actual date. They insisted that he wrote the actual date. And he was like, no, this guy confessed on the 19th. At this point now, I want to ask, why? Why did the police have to lie? Why did they have to lie? The guy confessed and they kept it away from the boy. Every other person knew apart from the boy, apart from the family. Why? Now the case has been charged to court, but the Eke's family is expected to pay for DNA tests to prove that the body that Ediri, this suspect now showed them, was actually Techla's body. This was someone that has already confessed to the murdering and the dismembering of this girl, that even went as far as showing the police where he kept this body, but they still claim that the family has to do a DNA test to prove that corpse is Techla's corpse. Like I said now, he is presently in Kirikiri prison, but the case has been stalled just because of this family, the AK family, do not have money for DNA, do not have money for lawyer. We should know that both Justice elder sister, that is Linda, and Justice mom lost their life as a result of heartbreak to this case. Now, while Ediri is in prison, he is seen making videos and posting on his WhatsApp, posting on social media. Please share this video. Let this video go viral. The family of AK deserves justice. We need Ediri off the streets. We need him persecuted and sentenced. We need justice for the AK's family. Justice delayed still feels like no justice. My name is Maya, and I tell stories like this. I make people's voices heard and amplify people's voices. Please do it by subscribing to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. And if you're watching from Facebook, also please comment, like, and share. I'm going to be seeing you in my next one. Bye bye and stay safe.